going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a little bit since my last video, so just a few things to catch up and just kind of tell you guys what the plan is coming up here for as far as Quicksilver here and the LTD, Turbo LS Swap LTD, and kind of talk it through. So let's get right into it. So since my last video, you guys know I've been struggling with the oil pressure issue. That has since been fixed, and I've honestly just been enjoying the car. So I've been putting some street miles on it, haven't done a whole lot of filming, just really just enjoying the car, which I encourage everyone just to do. You don't always have to pick up a camera to record, but been loving this car. Everything's been great so far. Haven't really been able to do, obviously, besides what you saw as far as testing, but that's fixing to change here in the next few weeks, which I'm super pumped about. So let me go over just a few changes I have made, and then we will talk about the plans for this year with the car. So this might seem like a little bougie or whatever you want to call it, but you can't really tell on video, but when I'm driving the car inside and I'm cruising around the speed limit, it's really kind of droney inside the car. And so I went online and just tried to find some kind of way to fix this, but I have a 5-inch exhaust, and the closest thing I found was a resonator probably for diesels or something, because this is 5-inch. And this one was actually just on Amazon. I had to find something that was short enough to fit, and this is what I found. It's just a pass-through. And of course, Misfit Fab did his thing. There's no mufflers, actual flaps in there. It's straight through. It just has holes and padding inside of it. And I had Misfit do his number on there. We still moved up the O2 sensor a little bit, but I think it's still enough for it's on a straight edge. It could still read appropriately. So good there. Haven't seen any AFR changes or anything wild, but we're going to go see him again, because this gap, obviously you can see, we're going to do a little modification, because it was perfect, but whenever we tightened up the V-band, it pulled it in, as you see there, and made it wonky. So he's going to fix that, no big deal, but definitely helped out a lot. I wouldn't say that fixed the issue, but it did help out some. I can definitely notice a difference. It's a little more tolerable inside the car. I don't know if I'll keep this like this, or maybe try to go to a different route. Maybe there's a better one out there. Y'all let me know in the comments if you know there's a good muffler out there that won't restrict flow. Worst case, I'll make another one of these, or I'll have Misfit make another one of these with an actual muffler on there, just for street driving around. And when I know it's time to go to the track or an event, something, I can just swap it out with something like this, or just a straight pipe again. Not a big deal. That's more of like a 99% done, 1% thing that just kind of you do, you know. As well as I was in desperate need of, well, I guess it's on the other side. So I was in desperate need of some new safety equipment. I've had my helmet, and that's all fine. That's the same, but I didn't have a neck restraint. So I'm going to try out this Flex Schroth, I believe is what the name is. Can't really pronounce it. Yeah, Schroth. This one seems pretty cool. I did try it on. It's really adjustable, and I can still turn left and right, which I really like. So I'm going to give this a go. Definitely don't sleep on your equipment. Safety equipment, that is. As well as a fire suit. So this one, I believe, is a Sparco. Yeah, Sparco fire suit. I did try it on. It's a little tight, but not too bad. I just wanted the one-piece suit. That way it'd be easier just to unzip and fold in half. You know, if there's oil down or something, you don't have to take everything apart, but it doesn't matter. All I had was a jacket, and I desperately needed, well, it was very smart to go ahead and get a full suit. 2-piece, 1-piece, doesn't matter, but time for improving my safety equipment, because one, I didn't have much besides just a jacket. And that one, I think, is a 5-layer, which is SA2 or something, whatever. It's like 19 seconds of flame before the material breaks down or something. There's a chart online. But it's not the 20-layer huge one. This is just I guess middle of the road maybe, I don't know. Not too really familiar with the ratings on fire suits, but I know it's a whole lot heavier and bigger than the little jacket I had before when I was racing with my other cars in the past. So don't sleep on your equipment. That's my point. That stuff no one wants to spend money on, but things happen when you're driving and racing, and last thing you want to do is put yourself in a situation where something happens and you wish you had your fire suit or your neck restraint. So worst case scenario stuff. No one likes to talk about it, but everyone, like I said, rather have and not need it kind of thing. The last little cool piece I have acquired besides my awesome duck. Leave a comment if you like the duck. Pretty gangster. Maybe I'm a first round duck. Maybe it's my lucky duck. Don't know yet. We'll find out. I hit up Car Chains 3D, and since we have helmet gear and radio headsets, whatever you want to call them, I saw that they had just released this mount for walkie-talkies, and if I can get this unclipped. There we go. And this just goes and hooks up to my helmet right here. And then the other part for actually talking, because I will be on the steering wheel, I just Velcroed it here. Don't know if it'll live there, but you might have seen that in the last video maybe. Super easy just to communicate, but I can be hands-free. Before I just had it clipped here. It's got a chance of being knocked off or fly off, whatever. But it literally fits like a glove in here, and I absolutely love it. So these are pretty cheap. I want to say this is like 40 bucks. So if you have radios in your car, this is the move for sure. Definitely worth it. You can secure it anywhere. If I want to move it here or leave it here or move it anywhere, I thought about maybe putting it right here, but being that the cord comes around to my right side of my helmet, it makes sense to have it right there. But super cool little accessory. Another one of those, maybe it's a bougie thing, I don't really know, but once it's locked in on the back side, it's not coming up. And it does have a little extra space here, but that's probably just for a longer radio. It still clips in. Like I said, it's going along for the ride there, so I'm not worried about it. It's awesome though. Shout out to Car Chains 3D for that. And what else? I think that's it. Nothing's been too crazy. I have noticed I've lost a little bit of water, and I just filled it up last night, but it was down to like right here. So it took about 2 water bottles to fill it back up. So I'll monitor that. I don't know if it doesn't get over 180. And that was, street driving it, testing and everything. I don't know why it's pushing or pressurizing the coolant system. I know I haven't double checked the heads as far as retorquing, being that's aluminum, the ARP bolts in there. So I still need to do that, but I'll probably wait till I get back and the motor's still warm to do that, because we got to tweak the exhaust, which is what we're going to go do now. We're going to set you guys up, go make a little drive to go see Misfit Fab, let them make some modifications there, and then come back and just kind of cruise around. It's going to be more or less a chill video, probably nothing crazy, and then go over the plans for this car this year. So let's go ahead and hop on over there. just like that. Misfit Fab does this thing. Got it a little bit shorter in here, but it's not sitting on the fender. You can see here where it's rubbing, so appreciate him as always, taking care of me. And it sounds a lot better. I think it was actually vibrating a lot more, but now it's not. So little things here, but let's talk a little bit about what we plan on doing with this car coming up here in just a few weeks. So the plan for the car, essentially, now that we have everything figured out, is to go to a local track, obviously, and start testing here in probably the next 3-4 weeks. And they actually have an event coming up locally. So if you're planning on participating or going, love to see you guys out there. It's at Carolina Dragway, which is my local track. And that is going to be March 12th, I believe. And it's a little gangsters, baby gangsters, I think is what they call it. I have a screenshot of it right here. That is a little $50 entry. I'm going to use it as an opportunity to test the car. Not at all 630 dialed in like I should be, but want actually the car to go a little bit faster than that. That's the plan, at least. But it'll be a good start for this car and help me get passes because it'll also be a test and tune night. So that's the plan. First off, after that, the next big actual event, which hopefully the car will be ready for, is going to be streetcar bragging rights. So this thing, if you look up here, was from the previous owner. He gave me that. It's pretty cool. Streetcar bragging rights is going to be not at Carolina Dragway like that poster, but actually at Rockingham. For those who haven't gone, it's a huge event. It's completely, I think, almost sold out in majority of the classes. I know my class is. It's sold out within like a few weeks. And this is going to be in the streetcar index class or whatever. You got to do the cruise and everything. So I have bought tickets for that. It's trip's fully booked. That's going to be exciting one. I'm super excited for. And hopefully the car, like I said, will be somewhat figured out as far as tune up and dial in. And we can go have fun, try to be competitive. But so many people and friends go out there. It's a good time regardless if you're racing or not. So streetcar bragging rights, Nate is running that. He does an awesome job. There's fireworks, everything for kids, for adults. There's always something going on there. Car shows, everything. So definitely come out to that. After that, we'll see. I haven't really planned past kind of like the spring, early summer, besides just trying to go test and stuff locally on Thursdays. Might go to a couple different tracks for testing. South Carolina Motorplex. That's a little bit further of a drive for me, but kind of a local track too. But it's only 1/8 mile. But they're open for testing on Friday nights versus Thursday night at my local track. So I might go to some of those. They have a really nice track too. But streetcar takeovers, haven't really seen anything I'm too fond of as far as events. Z-Max, it's just really honestly too hot to go and enjoy yourself and have fun. Yeah, the car show is cool, but the actual racing part of it, which is why I would want to go, we've been before. It's in some older videos. It's just really freaking hot. Everyone's always hot and kind of complaining, frustrating. They're just ready to be kind of out. And, you know, if they lose, it's really not really losing. So probably will skip out on that. But we'll see further into the summer. Obviously, those are the less enjoyable months, especially being in full gear and everything. But, you know, that's what I got. That's what I got fans for this time. Prepare for that. That was purchased immediately after Z-Max. So we'll see. But that's the majority of it. Still plan on driving around locally here, go to some car meets. So maybe we'll get into some other actions too, extracurricular. But that's the main part of it. I want to talk it through for you guys. I'm not going to go over what I have in store quite yet, but I will give you a little preview of what's to come next for the car. Let me show you. So this has been tucked away. Haven't really gone into a whole lot of detail about it. Yes, it's still LS. Yes, it's still 5.3 Gen 4. However, it's a little different than what's in that car. I'm going to leave you at that. But I just got it back from the machine shop. And it is ready to rock and roll. ARP studs, everything. This one's going to be the baller motor. I'll put it that way. So might get into details on that. Not really gonna hold me to it, but that is plan B for that. Plan A's in there now. So just gonna leave you on a imagination train. Let me know down below what you think is in here. And also I still need recommendations on heads. So I'm torn between going to aftermarket, like trick flows, stuff like that. But I've seen a lot of people do pretty solid numbers in keeping the heads down on the 243s, 789 heads, which is what's in that car now. So do I get those reworked and rebuilt and put on here, or do I just go the aftermarket route? Let me know. Bleep bloop down below. But that's probably gonna do it for this one. I got a lot of stuff I got to do around the house, clean up and things, get ready for the spring. So let me know what you guys are still working on, if you're working on something, and what your plans are. I read all the comments, and if you haven't subscribed, definitely hit the subscribe button. As always, JD Racing merch, website, first link in the description down below. Appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'll see y'all next time.